All right, let's talk about making a little extra money online. You've probably seen them everywhere, paid surveys. But are they legit? Today, we're going to dive deep into the 2025 strategic guide to figure out how you can actually turn this side hustle into real cash. So let's just get right to it, because this is the number one question on everyone's mind. Can you really make money doing this, or is it just a massive waste of time? Well, the short answer is yes, you absolutely can. But, and this is a big but, it's probably not what you think. And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? The difference between the myth and the reality. The internet loves to sell you this dream of getting rich quick, of replacing your full-time job with surveys. That's the myth. The reality, especially heading into 2025, is all about building a modest but pretty steady stream of side cash. It's something that can fit around your life, not replace it. So here's our game plan for today. First, we'll figure out if it's actually worth your time. Then we'll look at how to choose the right platforms. After that, I'll walk you through a 5-step plan to earn more. We'll also cover the pro workflow, a little secret that gives you an edge. And finally, the super important do's and don'ts to make sure you don't get banned. First things first, is the time you're going to put into this actually going to be worth it? We got to set some realistic expectations. Let's crunch the numbers. Okay, this is the key number to remember. You should be aiming for somewhere between $8 and $20 per active hour. And I really want to emphasize active. That's when you're actually doing the work. This isn't just a random guess. It's what you can realistically expect with a smart strategy. You know, sometimes it'll be slower, but when you land one of those better paying user tests, you'll be on the higher end of that scale for sure. So how do you get closer to that $20 mark? Well, it really boils down to a few key things. The mix of platforms you use is huge. Some just pay way better than others. Your own qualifications matter too. If you have niche skills, you unlock higher paying studies. Then there's speed. You got to be quick to grab the good ones before they're gone. And finally, the quality of your answers and just good old-fashioned discipline. It all adds up. All right, let's move on, because this next part is maybe the single most important decision you'll make. Where you choose to spend your time will make or break your success with this. Now check this out, because not all platforms are created equal. You've got your top-tier players here. Prolific is like your reliable workhorse. It's great for consistent, fair-paying academic studies. Then you have user interviews, which is where you hunt for those bigger, one-off payouts for things like software testing. And if you're a professional with special skills, Respondent is your jam. They're looking for experts. And those pro tips, they're gold. On Prolific, you gotta be fast. For the others, a polished professional profile is everything. And of course, you've probably seen the other kinds of sites, those big survey malls that offer points for cash. Look, they can be okay for filling in little gaps in your day, but you have to go in expecting lower pay. And you've got to be super, super careful to read and follow their rules. Okay, so you've picked your platforms. Awesome. Now you need a plan, a real strategy. So here's a simple 5-step framework to help you maximize every single minute you spend on this. Think of this as your success loop. It all starts with setting up your accounts the right way, a solid foundation. From there, you learn to focus only on the high-value opportunities. Then you get fast, because the best stuff disappears in a flash. And holding it all together are the two things that guarantee you can do this long-term: protecting your reputation and being smart about avoiding scams. And this quote right here just nails that second point about prioritizing value. It's not about the dollar amount they advertise, it's about your effective hourly rate. If a study says it's 10 minutes, but it always takes you 20, you've just cut your pay in half. You have to track your real time and stick with the researchers who respect it. All right, now we're getting into the pro-level stuff. Once you've got the basics down, the biggest improvements you can make are all about your workflow. This is how you get that unfair but totally ethical edge. So what's the biggest pain when you're juggling multiple survey sites? It's just browser chaos, right? Imagine your web browser is one big, messy room. When you log into different sites, it's like their data gets mixed up, causing errors, login problems, and autofill nightmares. Session isolation is like giving each platform its own clean, private room. Nothing gets mixed up, everything just works. And that's where tools called cloud browsers come into play. They create that pro workflow for you. You get those isolated sessions we talked about. You can even safely share a session with a partner without ever giving them your password. You can use session timers to automatically track your real hourly rate. It's all about making it ridiculously easy to switch between accounts and tasks without any friction. And we're not talking about a small boost here. The gains are actually pretty massive. A smart workflow can make you up to 80% faster at getting things done and up to 60% more efficient overall. Just think about that. That's time you get back, which means more time earning. Okay, I have to be super clear about this. This is all about being organized and working smarter. It is not about cheating. You have to respect the rules of every single platform. Using these kinds of tools to try and game the system is the fastest way to get your account shut down for good, which is the perfect lead-in to our final section, the simple rules of the road. This is how you protect all your hard work and keep the money coming in. Just think of this as your simple checklist for success. Do be honest on your profile. Do follow the rules. Do keep notes. And on the flip side, don't use a VPN or proxy if they say not to. Don't ever create more than one account for yourself. And please, don't just copy and paste generic answers. Your quality and your integrity are literally your currency here. So as we wrap this up, I really want to leave you with this one question to think about. It's not just about finding the surveys. It's about building an efficient and ethical system for yourself. Now that you've seen how the pros do it, take a hard look at your own process. Is your current workflow helping you, or is it secretly costing you time and money? Thanks for joining me.